just wondering here, because I'm just thinking you guys can come up with such great stuff, and I love that it's so diverse. It's just, of course it can be anyone, because it's just a number. But oh, I bet that the ending of this episode just put me away. I'm relieved I can still form a question after that, because I'm like, no, please, tell me more.
Writer of that episode, Eric Mounts. Yeah.
By the way, can the writers stand up, please? Let's show the writers some love, please. Where are you? Where are you? And the writers are Sean Hennon, Mike Subchinsky, I'm sorry if I mangled that. Patrick Harbinson is not with us tonight. Couldn't get a babysitter, according to one of the other guys. Amanda Siegel, David Slack, Nick Von Zeebrock, Denise Tay, Eric Mountain. And I think we have some producers from Bad Robot, Brian Burke, Kathy Ling, and Athena Wickham. So, Michael, I know so many people were so excited that you landed in another TV show after Lost, and I'm just wondering, Finch is another really singular character. There's not a lot of people like him. Are you eager for his backstory to be revealed, and have you created your own since the audience doesn't know much about it yet?
I try not to think things unless I'm told to think.
You are a producer's dream.
It serves no useful purpose. But I am curious, more than I probably should be. But I'm anxious to flesh out some of these things. You know, you spend long days limping around, and you'd like to know why. So, yes.
And Jim, to say that your stoic quality just. It brings so much to the role, and it was first a little confusing for me, but then as I watched more episodes, you realize this guy really has a lot of heart, and I'm just wondering, are you hoping there will be either a romantic entanglement, or that there will be something else where, this was a pretty emotional episode for Reese, or do you just prefer the breaking people in half with their hands? Which is fine.
Or they might put a judo girl in the show. Yeah, I would respect it when she kicked my ass. No, I'm sure that those things, are always hopeful. You stumped me. I'm thinking about what he said, and I'm saying they might slap me if I say too much, but I really appreciate going to work with these guys every day. This is and the writing staff, just first-class people, and I'm very, very fortunate to being able to work on the show. I've tried to take these guys to hockey games, and they still don't tell me too much. So, yes, I'm hopeful like you, but you never know.
So you're telling us you've tried to bribe them and they won't tell you anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I need that dialogue. I need to get ahead of the curve a little bit. But I really, really... One thing about doing this show in New York City, and they'll tell you this, literally in the middle of the episodes, people will walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, Jim Caviezel, I love you off the show." And I said, "Well, it's great, you're in it right now." So if the New Yorkers like it that much, we're doing something right.
That's really...
The boundary between our fictional world and the real world that we're working in is really porous. And people are wandering into shots, and they don't... sometimes they're miffed at us, because we do tend to, we're a large company, we tend to take over neighborhoods. But they're not always happy about that, and not always agreeable.
Because they're New Yorkers.
Right, and they're unimpressed. Like trying to keep ladies in Brighton Beach from coming into the camera's view who don't speak that much English. That's a diplomatic challenge. And then you get some gal saying, why I should walk in streets? You come here with your cameras and your garbage.
How about this one? Grease, you stop shooting gun. I try to sleep. This is in the middle of the day. I wonder what she does at night.
Reese had a conversation with Fusco on the corner of Lexington Avenue, and it was a private conversation in a public place, so we were probably 18 inches from each other.
Okay.
And an old lady walked right between us and hit me with an elbow.
Okay, my follow-up has to be, will we be seeing a blooper reel at any point?
We have a blooper reel and it's under lock and key.
Oh,
That's pretty great.
everything's under lock and key.
Yeah, there's a real marked difference, I think, in the time when we shot the pilot, and there was some relative anonymity in the streets of New York, and just when we came back for the finale, it was